You wake up some days and feel like you're already behind in life, like everyone else got a map, and you're just guessing every step. You scroll through your phone and see people your age, winning, earning, traveling, building something, and deep inside, it hits you. What am I even doing? It's not just confusion, it's this quiet pressure that never really leaves. A feeling that you should have it figured out by now, but you don't. And if this feels real to you, then you're not alone. Make sure you hit like and subscribe to BrainDecoded because we talk about the things people feel but rarely explain. Because here's the truth. Your 20s are not just about building a career. They're about building your identity. And that's where things start getting messy. Because no one really teaches you how to figure out who you are. You grow up following a structure, school, exams, grades, expectations. There's always a next step clearly defined, but suddenly, in your 20s, that structure disappears. Now you're expected to choose your path, your career, your goals, your future. And the problem is, you're making these decisions while still trying to understand yourself. That's where the identity crisis begins. You start asking questions you never asked before. What do I actually want? What am I good at? What if I choose wrong? And these questions don't have instant answers. At the same time, the world around you doesn't slow down. In fact, it speeds up. Social media becomes a constant highlight reel. Everyone is posting their best moments. New job, new car, new achievements. And you're watching all of it while sitting with your own doubts. You start comparing your behind the scenes with someone else's highlight. And that comparison slowly eats away at your confidence. It makes you feel like you're late, like you missed something important. Even if you're doing okay, it doesn't feel enog, because someone else always seems ahead. And this is where pressure starts building. Not just from society, but from your own mind. You begin to believe there's a timeline you have to follow. Graduate by this age, earn by this age, settle by this age. And if you don't match that timeline, it feels like failure, even though no one officially gave you that rule. Family expectations add another layer. They want security for you, a stable job, a clear direction, something they can understand. And when you're still figuring things out, it feels like you're disappointing them. So now you're stuck between two worlds. What you actually want, and what you think you should want. And the gap between those two creates confusion. That confusion turns into stress. You try different things, but nothing feels right. Or you don't try at all because you're scared of wasting time. And slowly, you start feeling lost. Not physically, but mentally. You're moving, but without direction. Doing things, but without clarity. And the hardest part is, it's not visible. From the outside, everything looks normal. But inside, it feels like you're falling behind in a race you don't even understand. That feeling is exhausting. Now, here's something most people don't tell you. Feeling lost in your 20s is not a sign that you're failing. It's actually a sign that you're thinking, that you're questioning things instead of blindly following them. But because no one talks about it openly, it feels like you're the only one going through it. That isolation makes it heavier, and instead of exploring, you start overthinking. Every decision feels too big. Every mistake feels permanent. And that fear keeps you stuck. So you wait. You wait for clarity, for motivation, for the right moment. But the longer you wait, the more lost you feel. Because clarity doesn't come from thinking alone. It comes from action, even small, imperfect action. And this is where things start to shift, but only if you're willing to change how you see this phase of your life. Because maybe the problem is not that you're lost. Maybe the problem is that you think you're supposed to be found already. Just think about that for a second. You're trying to define your entire future in your early 20s, with limited experience, limited exposure, and a mind that's still evolving. Of course, it feels overwhelming. No one has everything figured out this early. Some people just look like they do, and that's the illusion that keeps the pressure alive. The idea that everyone else knows what they're doing. But behind the scenes, most people are experimenting, trying, failing, adjusting. They're just not posting that part, and you're not seeing it. So you judge your real life against someone else's filtered version. And that's never a fair comparison. But once you understand this, something changes. The pressure starts to loosen. You stop rushing decisions just to keep up. you start thinking about what actually matters to you. And that's where your real direction begins. Not from outside noise, but from internal clarity. And in the next part, we're going to talk about the reality check you need and the exact steps you can take to stop feeling lost and start building a clear path for yourself. Now, let's get real for a second, because this is the part most people avoid. You're not going to magically find yourself one day. Clarity is not something that appears out of nowhere. It's something you build by doing things, even when you're unsure. The truth is, waiting for the perfect plan is the biggest reason people stay stuck. They want guarantees before they even begin. But your 20s are not about guarantees. They're about exploration, trying things, making mistakes, and learning what actually fits you. And yes, that means you will choose wrong sometimes. But that's not failure. That's data. Every wrong step teaches you something about yourself. What you enjoy, what drains you, what you're good at. Without those experiences, you're just guessing. And guessing will always feel confusing. So instead of asking, what's the perfect path? Start asking, what can I try next? That one shift changes everything, because now you're moving instead of overthinking. You're learning instead of waiting. Another important thing, stop trying to match someone else's timeline. Your life is not a race with fixed checkpoints. Some people figure things out early, others take longer. Both paths are normal. The problem starts when you compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. That comparison will always make you feel behind. And let's be honest, social media makes this worse. It shows results, not the struggle behind them. You don't see the years of confusion, the failed attempts, the uncertainty. You only see the outcome. So your brain assumes that success came quickly, and that creates unrealistic pressure. You need to remind yourself, what you're seeing is not the full story. It's just a small, polished part of it. Now, let's talk about direction, because this is what you really want. You want to feel like you're moving somewhere meaningful. Direction doesn't come from thinking about your entire future. It comes from choosing a short-term focus. Pick one thing you want to improve for the next few months. It could be a skill, a job path, or even your discipline. You don't need a 10-year plan. You just need a next step. And once you take that step, your brain starts to feel more stable, because movement creates clarity. Even if it's not perfect, it's progress, and progress reduces that lost feeling. At the same time, work on reducing noise. Too many opinions will confuse you. Everyone has advice, but not all of it applies to you. You need space to hear your own thoughts. Spend time without constant input. No scrolling, no comparison. Just you and your mind. At first, it might feel uncomfortable, but that's where real clarity begins. Because when the noise fades, your priorities become clearer. You start noticing what actually matters to you. And one more thing that changes everything. Stop being so hard on yourself. You're figuring out life for the first time. You're allowed to be confused. You're allowed to take time. This phase is not a problem to fix. It's a process to go through. And the way you go through it matters. If you treat it like a race, you'll feel stressed. If you treat it like a journey, you'll start learning. And learning is what moves you forward. Not pressure, not comparison, not fear. So instead of asking, why am I lost? Try asking, what can I learn from where I am right now? That question puts you back in control. It turns confusion into growth. And slowly, step by step, things start making sense. Not all at once, but enough to keep going. And that's all you need. Not perfect clarity, just enough clarity to take the next step. So if this video made you feel understood, I want you to share your experience in the comments. What's one thing that's been making you feel lost lately? And don't keep this to yourself. Share this video with someone who's going through the same phase but doesn't know how to explain it. Because sometimes, just knowing you're not alone can change everything. And if you want more content like this, stay connected with BrainDecoded, because the more you understand your mind, the less lost you feel in your own life.